The 62-40 first place Baltimore Orioles finally come home to the nest of Camden Yards and square off against the 54-48 last place Yankees of New York in an AL East showdown. We'll preview the series in this one. Time for a mound visit. Let's go O's! What's going on, Birdland? Welcome to the Baltimore Bops YouTube channel. I'm your host, Bops, and in this one, we're going to preview the New York Yankees' upcoming series. Now, the New York Yankees are coming off a 3-1 win over the New York Mets and are 5-5 in their last 10 games. Now, the Birds are 8-5 since the All-Star break at a 6-15 clip, and we're 4-3 on the 7-game road trip in Tampa and Philly. The Baltimore Orioles boast a 30-20 record at Camden Yards, and the New York Yankees are 22-24 on the road this season, which is obviously below 500. Now, injury report. Now, of course, we have the classiest fans in all of baseball, and we don't wish injury on anyone, but the good news for the Birds is that Aaron Judge is still on the 10-day IL as of the 26th, and he should not be available for this series. And that is important because we all know that the Judge has got a ton of stinking pop in that bat. The Yankees will additionally be missing shortstop Roderick Arias, starting pitcher Nestor Cortez, relief pitcher Jonathan Loaisiga, and starting pitcher Luis Severino. The Baltimore Orioles will be without Cedric Mullins, obviously our star center fielder, and also center fielder Aaron Hicks, who are both on the 10-day IL. Also, relief pitcher Austin Both is on the 15-day IL, and Gunnar Henderson is listed as day-to-day. Now, let's take a look at our statistical leaders for the series. The Judge is still leading the Yankees with 19 home runs, while Gleyber Torres is now leading the team with 43 ribbies and a .264 batting average. The Battlin Birds of Baltimore, led by right fielder Anthony Santander, with 17 dingers and 55 RBIs. Austin Hayes is leading the team with a .295 batting average, which leads us into the pitching matchups. Now, I know this can be dry, but this is good information, so pay attention. Game 1, 7:05 first pitch. The Orioles draw the short straw and face the American League All-Star starting right-handed pitcher Gerrit Cole in Game 1. Now, Cole boasts a 9-2 record with a 2.78 ERA and a 1.08 WHIP. His last outing was a 5-2 win over the Kansas City Royals, where he went 6 1/3, allowing 2 earned runs on 5 hits with 10 Ks and 1 walk. Pretty good numbers. The Orioles as a team are a combined 33 and 116 against Cole with a .284 batting average, which is respectable. Adam Frazier is 5 for 11, Austin Hayes is 5 for 15, and James McCann is 5 for 13. Just some notable Orioles who have fared fairly well. Now, an interesting statistic is that Mountcastle is 2-11 against Cole, but the lefty O'Hearn, who usually comes in when we have right-handed batters, is only 1-11. So, in a spot where you normally would consider starting the lefty against the right-handed pitcher, I really don't know. Hard to take O'Hearn out of the lineup against the righty the way he's been swinging the bat, though. I think we can all agree about that. Now, the Baltimore Orioles will counter Cole with rookie right-handed pitcher Grayson Rodriguez, or G-Rod, as we know him and love him as. He's 2-2 with a 6.91 ERA, come down a little bit from his last 2 starts, and he does have a 1.66 WHIP. G-Rod's statistics are slightly deceptive, as he has looked much better since coming back in his last 2 games from AAA Norfolk. Now, G-Rod's last outing was a 6-5 game that eventually resulted in a W. He went 5 2/3 and allowed only 2 earned runs on 3 hits with 6 Ks and 2 walks. But it does seem like since he's come back, he has drawn the short straw and he keeps having to face the ace of the visiting ball club. Now, G-Rod has yet to face the Yankees this year, so there are no head-to-head comparisons. Now, moving into Game 2, 7:15 first pitch, the Yankees of New York will send out right-handed pitcher Clark Schmidt, who is 6-6 with a 4.33 ERA and a 1.32 WHIP. Now, Clark has faced the Orioles 3 times this season, to include opening day, April 7th, Baltimore's home opener. I was actually there. He lost to the Baltimore Orioles 7-6. He only went 3 1/3, and he gave up 4 earned runs on 5 hits with 3 Ks and 3 walks. He also played the O's on May 25th, which resulted in a 3-1 loss in New York. He went 5 innings and only gave up 1 earned run on 5 hits with 4 Ks and 2 walks. So pitched much better in May. And then he also faced the Birds on Independence Day, where they beat the Orioles 8-4 in New York. He went 5 innings, allowing 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 7 Ks, and no walks. So we can see that he's got mixed success against the Birds, but he has struggled with going deep into the game, and hopefully the O's can continue that trend, despite the O's being a combined 15 for 66 with a .227 batting average against him. Now, in Game 2, the Baltimore Orioles will send out right-handed pitcher Tyler Wells, who is 7-5 with a 3.65 ERA and a .99 WHIP. Wells has faced the Yankees 3 times himself, to include April 9th, and Baltimore resulted in a 5-3 loss. He went 6 innings, 4 earned runs on 6 hits with 6 Ks and no walks. May 24th in New York, in a 9-6 win, he went 5 innings and gave up 5 earned runs on 5 hits with 8 strikeouts and 2 walks. But remember, that was the game where he gave up 3 round trippers to the Yankees. And then he also faced the New York Yankees in New York in a 6-3 loss on July 3rd, where he pitched much better, going 6 innings, 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 4 Ks, and 2 walks. So, Tyler Wells against the Yankees this year, he's 0-1 with 2 no decisions, and the Yankees are a combined 18 for 98 against Tyler Wells at only a 184 clip as a team. That brings us into Game 3. The Yankees will send out right-handed pitcher Luis Severino, who is 2-4 with a 6.46 ERA and a 1.73 WHIP. Severino has faced the Orioles once this year, and that absolutely amazing 14-1 drubbing against Baltimore on July 6th. Remember, that was the game that had the chance of being like Baltimore's all-time biggest victory in Yankee Stadium, and they scored a run right at the end. Just a fantastic ball game. Offensive explosion that we haven't seen much this year. He only went 2 2/3 innings, giving up 7 earned runs on 10 hits with 3 Ks and a walk. The Birds touched him up, and hopefully they can see the ball well enough again on primetime television, because this one will be on ESPN for the nation to see. Now, the Baltimore Orioles are a combined 14 for 43 at an astounding 349 clip as a team against Severino. Now, Baltimore Orioles will counter Sevy with right-handed pitcher Dean Kramer, who is 10-4 with a 4.59 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP. Dean has faced the Yankees in a 7-6 win. Dean has faced the Yankees, which resulted eventually in a 7-6 win on April 7th, which was a no decision for Dean. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 earned runs on 5 hits, and had 4 Ks and 3 walks. On July 5th in New York, he won the game 6-3, where he pitched very well. 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, only 1 earned, with 10 strikeouts and a walk. So let's hope that Dean can get another 14-1 ball game. Am I right, Birdland? Now, this is where we come to the end and we bring in the closer. Game 1 is going to be tough, but I really like the Birds in games 2 and 3, and I think that this is a fairly large series. Even though we're talking about the O's in first and the Yankees in last, we're still only separated by 8 games, so there's not a huge cushion, if you will. If we're going to continue to be successful and maintain that lead in the AL East, we need to continue playing 2 out of 3 games at that 667 clip to where we can maintain the lead and maybe even push it out a little bit further for comfort. Now, you let me know, Birdland, what you think about this series matchup in the comments section. And also, I want you to stay tuned as we may very well go live on maybe Saturday or Sunday and watch some baseball together. So if we do go live on Saturday, Sunday, hey man, we had 7 at one point. Let's get 10 birds in there. Let's get 10 Orioles fans in the chat talking about Orioles baseball. Man, that'd be super exciting. And if you aren't subscribed yet, what in the world are you waiting for? The family's been waiting for you. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe as we are getting extremely close to 100 subscribers. And there might just be a special little giveaway to a special subscriber once we get there. I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure all this out myself. But don't forget that I appreciate all of my Orioles family. So, enjoyed it as always. Make sure that this weekend you are clad in that orange and black, and I'll see you on the next one, Birdland.